Well, hello there. How are you? Today I've already prepped with this Yulay pre-shave oil. And my razor is going to be this. Excuse me, it's just a Schick, latter-day Schick razor. It says Schick right there, I believe. And in there I have a Shick II. It's one blade which has two edges on it. This will be its second use. And my soap is going to be this, the Central Texas soaps, a soap made especially for West Coast shaving, handcrafted exclusively for them. It's Mr. Pepper, with scents similar to Dr. Pepper, which is another Texas company down there. And let's see, my brush, which I've already lathered up, is going to be this Zenith boar brush right here. So I'll try to go ahead and get a lather started. I hope you're all doing well out there. Let's see what we can do here. Pretty nice so far. It does smell nice. It does smell like Dr. Pepper. Kind of crazy. You wouldn't think a soap could smell like Dr. Pepper, or that it even should, but for a shaving soap, I guess that's okay. Very nice indeed. Remember the old Dr. Pepper labels that had the numbers 10, 2, and 4 on them? That was when you were supposed to drink Dr. Pepper for medicinal purposes, I guess. But anyway, here we go. Pass number 1 with the grain. Actually, this is the third use on this blade. I was wrong, it's the third use. I'd used this blade and this razor once, I think on camera, and once off camera. It's nice. Pretty nice so far. I've come to the conclusion that even though I don't mean to be a petty sort of person, I don't like advice on my shaves unless I ask for it myself. Because puttering around with the razor, as long as I don't seriously cut myself or hurt myself, I like this hobby so much I don't even mind if I get a shave that is less, or a lather that is less than I would like. But I like discovering things on my own, especially as other people's advice doesn't always work for me. I don't know, I guess that sounds pretty petty or juvenile or what have you. Excuse me. Yeah, I like discovering things on my own. If I want advice, I'll look it up online. There's always someone that has an opinion. And when I'm having a day where my muscle memory is good or my lather is just good for whatever reason, good brush, good soap, good combination, the stars are all aligned, whatever, I'm really happy. I wonder if you would call that stubbornness, I guess. Maybe being so stubborn that I would cut off my own nose, so to speak, to spite my face. Except I don't know if that would be stubbornness, that'd be just stupidity, wouldn't it? Don't answer that. I'll figure that out on my own, too. To a certain degree, I had to raise myself as I was growing up. So far, so good with this shave, knock on wood. And I guess I'm eventually going to have to get some more of these double edge, single edge, double single edge blades, whatever you call these. Only 2 came with this razor. Let's see. Oh, I'm screwing up already. I want to go with the grain, don't I? Another reason why advice doesn't work for me is there's so many variables. You try a lot of different razors, a lot of different soaps, as most of us, or at least many of us do, and I think it's going to be different for each soap and each razor, although maybe some of the fundamentals are going to be the same. Well, they don't make these blades anymore that I know of, but there seem to be a certain amount of, maybe a lot of new, old stock ones of these available out there from time to time. And if anyone were to ask me what I think of these blades, and this is just a regular Schick razor that they go in, that came with the blades, I'd have to say that for me personally, I like the blades. But then again, it also depends on what soap I'm using, what kind of lather I get, how my day's going, I guess. Because now this time I'm enjoying this blade. The first time I used it, I enjoyed it a lot. But the second time, when I shaved off camera, and usually those are my best shaves, this thing started gunking. The little, I'll show you later, there's like 2 little edges here on the one blade, and that was getting more gunked up than it did the first time. And then it seems to be, this time seems to be okay too. I'll be back and then I'll go, well, I'll be freshly lathered and I'll go, let's see, across the grain. Alright, I'm going to go across the grain now and rinse that out. I don't know if you can see that too well, but there's like 2 edges on that one blade. You may not be able to see that too well, but not too bad. I'm enjoying this so far. Received another razor like this, another very similar, the same latter day, I call them latter day because they were some of the later ones made, Schick razor, in a lot with some other things. Gave that to a neighbor and put a blade in there and ran into him the other day. He said he really liked that razor. Oh, across. I said across, didn't I? Keep wanting to go up. Across. I guess because a long time ago, when I used to exclusively shave with disposables or the occasional cartridge, I tended to shave up against the grain. And maybe just on my face for the first pass, really for the only pass, I would go down, and then on my neck I would go up. For what that's worth, it don't matter. This is comfortable, nice shave again. Oops, and here I go again. See, I keep wanting to go against the grain. I'm kind of rushing things here. I need to slow down, take it easy, and enjoy myself. This is an enjoyable hobby. I just don't want it to become a sick obsession, like I think it becomes for some people, or perhaps for all of us in certain moments at one time or another. Okay. Because my learning curve is so steep, it took me forever to learn how to use a regular paintbrush, you know, like for painting walls and things. Mostly around the trim, because I used to dip the handle into the paint to the hilt, and it didn't leave me a nice clean hilt there for when you're doing the detail work up along the edge by the ceiling or along the wainscoting or whatever, the woodwork. Well, I guess you wouldn't really call this wainscoting, it's just some stuff they stamped out in a factory somewhere. Let's see, I don't know if I rinsed this. I need to. It's rinsing pretty good today. Yeah, the last time I used this, I don't know if it was a thicker soap or bad lather on my part, or if I was in a big hurry, or what the case was, but the little space between the two edges there kept clogging up, and it was kind of a pain. For someone that says he doesn't like advice, I might occasionally throw in my 2 cents, my little bit of dime store cowboy advice or whatever, but we're just talking. We're just, as Paul H. would say. Did I say Paul H.? Excuse me a second. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Okay. What I was going to say is, like that gentleman would say, we're just having a nice chat and a shave. Oh, yeah. What is it with me today? Well, maybe, I don't know, something about this razor. I keep wanting to go against the grain when it's not yet time to. I think maybe because this has kind of a thin head on it, or whatever you want to call that, that it reminds me, see, there I go again, it reminds me of the old disposables or cartridges a little bit. And then, of course, those probably came about, well, if it hadn't been for these, there might never have been those. My poor neighbor has to hear me in here carrying on talking to myself, basically. Yeah, okay. I'm going to use a bit of a lighter touch because I was feeling some irritation over here on this other side. But over here, sometimes with the least little bit of aggression or heavy-handedness, I will get really bad-looking irritation. In fact, you can see some there left over from yesterday and perpetually. I suppose I should be asking for advice about that, but nothing I do seems to help lately. But that'll go through phases too. Okay. Well, I'm going to disappear and come back. My face is red. My face also gets red the more I bend over or lean over to rinse the razor. But I've got to rinse this off and relather, and I'll come back for a third pass against the grain. Okay, let me stop that. I'm trying to stop that camera from wiggling there, but I'm back, third pass against the grain. Yeah. I had to go back to the tub a couple of times before each of these subsequent passes, 2 and 3, but I still like this brush a lot. It's came to me kind of broken in already, very soft tips for a boar brush there. So it's only my second time using this brush too, so it's made in Italy, pretty nice. Okay, now I'll go against the grain, as I keep wanting to do for some reason. This pass might be a bit, this lather on this pass might be a bit pastier, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. See if it rinses out okay. Yeah, still rinsed out okay. Feels good. What do I care, right? Well, it's a good life if you don't weaken, I guess. I'll go ahead and go to my neck here. On the third pass, for some reason, I like to do the mustache and chin area last. Although in the first, excuse me, the first couple of passes, I usually tend to do that second after I do each side of my face there. Alright. I'm just kind of looking at this. Still rinsing well, and I think I'll reach over here just very quickly and try to get I know I got stuff on my face here still, but just a little bit of coffee to try to clear my throat, and I'll continue here. I was almost not going to make a video because, well, first use of the soap, only the second use of this brush, and third use of this blade here. And I was thinking, well, something will go terribly wrong, but so far, pretty nice here. And I'm already on the third pass. Yeah, I might get some ugly irritation over here, but I have such a, I don't know, a short neck or a stubby neck or whatever. Or maybe I carry myself in a bad way, but when I go out and I have, you know, a scarf on because it's cold outside and so forth, you can't see my neck anyway. I guess in the summertime that could be a problem, but it seems like last summer and the summer before that I wasn't getting as much irritation on my neck anyway. Maybe it's dry skin or something that goes with the cold air. Anyway, we're just having a pleasant chat and enjoying our hobby, and as always, you know, if you want to shave along with me, feel free. I can't say where I first heard that part about shaving along with me because I'll have to bow again, and that's hard on my back, you know. Wow. I'll come back for pickups, and yeah, nice shave so far. At least I'm enjoying it, and if you're enjoying your shaves, that's all that matters. Okay, I'm back. I just want to, I don't know, let the camera steady itself. I get it on kind of a thing here where it can wiggle a little bit, just at the slightest touch when I go to turn it on or off, which I try to edit that out so everything looks pretty and professional. Anyway, you get the idea. Try to get these trouble spots. Everything else, for the most part, is going swimmingly. Except maybe for a bit of irritation I've been experiencing lately that I don't want advice about. I'm sorry. I love fixing these things on my own because it may take a while, but I wait for those moments of clarity. Ooh, you know, where the skies open up and so forth. Yeah. That may sound really, really stupid. It may sound like, well, you know, well, I'm the kind of guy, if all else fails, read the instructions. But I sometimes will let all else fail first. My cooking's been better lately, though, after actually reading recipes and such. And recipes can be altered slightly, but there are certain fundamentals, certain areas of a recipe that should probably never be messed with, never changed. Depending on what the recipe is and what you're cooking, of course. I really would like to get these trouble spots here, kind of along my jawline and right underneath the ears. Right now, well, let me rinse this real quick. Bit of a slickness test, and the soap is slick enough, and the protection seems to be fine. I'm just trying to get as close as is practical to BBS, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm not going to try to get it perfect, but that is pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with that shave. I'm going to rinse the razor, rinse my face, rinse the brush, everything else that needs rinsed, and I'll be back with that varlet, that scoundrel, well, I'll be back with Mr. Towel. Well, hello there again. Say hello to our good friend Mr. Towel right here. I covered myself up so I didn't get as wet rinsing off my face. It's that crime-fighting duo, Shave Man and Mr. Towel, you see. That's how that works. I gave away a can of goo I had. I had bought a can of goo just for giggles, you know, and I gave that, since I didn't have any extra, well, I mean, I got a lot of extra soap, but I didn't have any duplicates or anything that I wanted to give away to the guy across the hall that I got into shaving. Maybe there'll be a new character on the show here, the guy across the hall, but got him a nice double-edged razor and just gave him a can of goo to start with because I didn't have a brush or a soap I felt like throwing out into the street. Okay, I'm going to disappear again for a second, but I'll be right back, and well, I'll do recaps and I'll put the finishing touches on this shave. Okay, well, I began off camera beforehand. I prepped my face with this, that's the Yulay pre-shave oil right there. And my razor has been this Schick razor, and in there is a Shick II, it's a single-edge blade with two edges on it. New old stock blade. And that blade was on its third use this time. My brush was this Zenith brush made in Italy with a nice blue swirl resin handle there and a nice soft boar knot on it. My soap was this Central Texas soaps, a soap handcrafted exclusively for West Coast shaving, the Mr. Pepper, which, yes, it smells like Dr. Pepper in a very good way. Scent strength of about 2 or 3 out of 5. Nice aroma. Okay, and let's see. I'm probably forgetting something, but darned if I know what. So I'm going to go ahead and reach in the magic cabinet of the second order there, magic cabinet number 2. 1's over here, 2's over that way. Long story. I'll get the Humphreys witch hazel, but I was going to do something a little different this time. I've got some cotton balls here. I've done this before on the channel, in a previous incarnation of this channel. But I'm going to do something I first saw Mantic 59 do. Just kind of put some on a cotton ball, you see, and apply it to my face that way. I also got some on my hand there, but this is also a good way of testing to see how close of a shave one got. Could have been a little closer under my nose there, but I don't even know if I shaved correctly under my nose. I was kind of thinking about other things. Neck's not too bad. Got the trouble spots pretty well, although I wouldn't swear they're perfect. Okay, and I guess I could go ahead and put some on the forehead and eyelids and so forth. Back of the neck. feels pretty good there. Okay. I'll throw that cotton ball away and dry my face just a little bit. And let's see, I'll reach in here. Well, I don't know if this will go with a Dr. Pepper scent, but I don't think it could hurt. The Pitralon. I'll put that on next here. Unscrew the cap. Set that aside. I don't think these scents will clash necessarily. Oh yeah, a little on the wrists too. Behind the ears, on the temples. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Kind of a, wow. Nice scents going together there that you wouldn't think would necessarily go together. Now let's do something really crazy, maybe. I don't know how crazy this is. I'm going to apply a little bit of this Soap Commander Fortitude aftershave balm with notes of hay, tobacco, and rum there. It might end up smelling rather interesting, but not altogether bad, I hope. So, we'll see. If something doesn't work, I mean, if something's just terrible, I won't do it again. Very pleasant, sweet collection of scents, but not overly sweet, I don't think. Wow. Huh. I think I'm enjoying this. Well, that's it. I'm done. Thank you. I'm going to bomb out of here now, but thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, for the love of all that is holy. Thank you. Peace.